Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to a brand new F1 Esports video. And it's actually the last one on F1 23. It is Abu Dhabi, round number 12 of the F1 24 Esports series. And as you can see, we are out of the championship fight. For the people who had been following the previous videos know that we were out of it going into this round. 114 points. We can lose a position to Nicolas Longe, but considering Barry kind of needs to win the race to win the championship, we're kind of stuck in this position, as we can't gain one position, but we also can't lose one. So P4 it is basically in the championship, unless Nicolas Longe somehow wins this race and we get 0 points. But let's focus on qualifying first now. And this is our last Q1 run. You can see we are pretty much equal to our lap time, and we are last in Q1 at the moment. We're P17 out of 17, so we need to find some lap time here in the final sector. And as you can see, I knew we had to get on with it in order to make it into Q2, and we've gained 1.7 tenths in just 2 corners time. We're gonna go into the final corner to try and gain even more. Nice late apex, across the line we go. It's gonna be an almost 2 tenth improvement. P14 only though. And yeah, that's actually gonna be enough, because you can see there's only one car left to cross the line. That drops us to P15, but that's enough to get into Q2. Again, I'm just gonna say it once this video, struggling with lots of screen freezes here in qualifying. So yeah, frustrating, but at least we made it into Q2 right here. 1.5 cents away from P1. It's actually crazy close again. P18 to P1 within 2 tenths. P15 to P1 in 1.5 tenths. P11, or actually P10 to P1 within 9 hundredths. So for Q2 here, we're gonna have to get our shit together, to say it very simply. First Q2 run here into the final corner. Missed the apex by a few centimeters. Across the line we go. It is P5. And that's actually gonna be a little bit further down the order after everyone has finished. Freddy Rasmussen, championship leader at the moment, to provisional P1. And we are gonna be down in P9 after the first run. So that would be enough to get into Q3. Unfortunately, there is 5.5 minutes remaining in this session, so yeah, we're gonna have to improve on that one in this very last run of Q2. See me move the brake bias all the way back after being on 70% brake bias the whole lap. Again, excuse me if the footage is a little bit laggy. That was for me the case as well when driving. But yeah, we put brake bias to 70% to warm up the front tires more, as they need a little bit extra work to warm up. However, thus far this lap, this has been great. A 1/10 improvement compared to our first one in Q2, and if we can steadily gain like 100 every corner, that's gonna be great. But that's easier said than done, of course. 1/10 improvement so far this lap. As we head into the final sector, 52.311 is the split for John Evans into the last sector. We are over a tenth up on that, but that also means we lost a little bit in the last sector relative to him, and we've actually lost around half a tenth for that fast left-hander. That's very much not ideal. We've dropped down to P11, so again, we're gonna have to nail it in order to make it into Q3. I know it. I have to improve. A little bit of a moment there, again losing us like 200s, and that are the margins we need to make it into Q3. A little bit wide on the entry there, and it is P10 for now, still with 3 people to cross the line. The Red Bull has gone not ahead of us, however the last person across the line does put us down into P11 unfortunately, and we're going to be starting this race from P11. But yeah, doesn't really matter too much anymore anyway. So we might as well have some fun. P11 to P1 challenge. Anyone? We missed out on Q3 by 11 1/1000ths of a second. And that's, yeah, just the time we lost. with a little snap, for example, into the hotel section, or the half a tent loss in the fast left-hander. But yeah, it is what it is. We're going to be starting on the hards for this race. We're actually starting in P10, I think, after a grid penalty from someone else. So every little bit counts. P10 it is, starting for this race. And I'm expecting chaos. 3 people can win the championship. 3 different teams. And that means there's probably going to be some games being played in this race. But we're going to have to wait and see how it pans out. It's lights out. And away we go for the final time in F1 23. Into turn 1 we go. Down the inside of John Evans. I was thinking about it. I couldn't quite find my way past. Ulas goes past us in turn 1. As I sort of slightly boxed in there. We got Tom Manley and Ismail Fassi behind us on the softs. Don't want to wave them through, but don't want to battle too hard. So I'm going to go on the attack on Ulas Ozilderin. We've got a car on my inside there. Actually, there were 2 cars on my inside there. I have no idea how that happened, because they're both on the soft tire. But yeah, not using my battery at this point in time, because I kind of knew there was going to be a car coming. I should have covered off the outside there, because now it's going to be chaos. I was trying to back out. However, these guys didn't quite realize we were going 3 wide, I think so. But yeah, somehow we survived that. And now we've got Jet Norgrove behind us on the hards again. And then Patrick Siepels in P16 on the softs. Now, again, those soft turners are not really going to be an issue for us this race. I reckon we will move past them later on anyway. So, yeah, I'm not very much in a rush. We got Patrick Siepels sending it down the inside again. I'm kind of just waving him through. And now we've only got hard runners behind us, so that's fine. We've lost quite a few positions, but at least we went through that opening lap unscathed. Because yeah, we could have had wing damage there in that chicane in the middle sector. But we didn't. So lap 7 now, still in P15. Those softs are starting to drop off. And our hards are only going to get faster relative to there. So I'm going to go on the attack now, trying to get past Ulas, who's in the same strategy as us, but I kind of want to move past Patrick Siepels as well straight away here. And we're going to brake a little bit later around the outside. Patrick had boxed in a little bit because his teammate was ahead of him as well, and I think he didn't want to tap him around, of course. And now P13 it is. I was thinking about going for a move straight away on Ruben Pedreno, but that didn't quite work out the way I planned. So sticking to P13 for now. Used quite a bit of my battery on the lap, but that's okay, because we gained 2 positions. Soft runners, I reckon earliest are going to box at the end of lap 9. We might see some crazy strategies, as I said, because of the championship, but we will see how it pans out. You can see how much more grip we have at this point in the race on those hards. The softs really starting to struggle, and that's what I mean. Some people starting to box. I have no idea why they slow down that much, but that almost cost us our front wing. And now we move past Ruben into P10. That's a net P11 because George Hidou has boxed. And I reckon that's probably to help his teammate, Freddie Rasmussen. Josh was in P7 with an undercut. He's probably going to get up close up to P1, depending on when everyone else boxes. So we're going to have to wait and see how it goes. I kind of want to move past Ismail Fassi there because he's on the softs and he's going to slow it down a little bit. Quite a big gap between us or our group and the lead group, as I had to avoid a car on the inside and on the outside flying past. Again, somehow we've gotten out of that unscathed, but we didn't get DRS now, and we've lost DRS to Ismail Fassi, so that's no ideal, and that costs us even more battery again. At least we got Jet Norgrove ahead of us on the same strategy, and that does help a little bit. So to catch back up to the lead train. Lap 12 now, more people have boxed. However, more people in the lead train are on hards as well. I was getting past Alvaro there, but a lap later I was going to go on the attack to try and get past Alvaro as well. Because yeah, I had recharged my battery a lot, up to 80% into that chicane. And yeah, I didn't want to fight him too hard because I want to recharge my battery for later on in this race. Because yeah, even though we're on the hards, there's probably going to be quite a few different strategies. Because it's the softest compounds available around Abu Dhabi, The undercut is huge. The tire wear is quite big as well. The tire drop off, lap time wise, is quite big. So yeah, 1 lap pit stop difference is quite a big one. So lap 15, I'm expecting again more people to box at the end of this lap. We're gonna continue until the end of lap 17. We got Alvaro boxing, we got Brandon Lee boxing at the end of lap 15. They're gonna get a big undercut on us. Not even gonna try and cover it because we won't be able to cover it. So yeah, end of lap 17 is where we've set our targets. That is quite late, not the optimum race time, but I was kind of betting on a shit show up front between the championship contenders. You can see actually how big the undercut is because Nicolas Longe is only 5 seconds behind us at this point. And yeah, they're going to be working together, obviously, to try and fend off Freddie Rasmussen and Thomas Ronard. In an ideal world, Barry runs off into the distance and yeah, Nicolas fends everyone off, but that's easier said than done. So, lap 17, we're going to be boxing at the end of this one.
Okay, we can take you this
on
lap.
To a set of mediums. You can see right rear tire on 52%. We could do more laps, but we just heard our end race time basically and our results. So onto the mediums we're gonna go. I reckon Jet Norgrove and Wilson Huge are gonna be doing the same. No pit entry rules or pit exit rules in F1 Esports because we don't really have safety concerns, you know, in esports. So yeah, on to the mediums. It is basically an automatic pit stop, nothing we can do.
And away we go, no problems, very smooth. Mercedes will no doubt be very happy with that.
Cheers,
stop.
Crofty. Everyone has the same pit stop time. But we move. Ruben Pedreño with a 3-second penalty. That's something to keep an eye on for later in this race. And you can see how far we're behind the leaders. But they just boxed really, really early and we just boxed really, really late. So we're going to be catching up to that a lot. We got Fabrizio Donoso ahead of us. However, I think he boxed a lap earlier than us and his tires are warm. So I was thinking about getting past him straight away, but I decided not to because I knew he was going to have more grip and it was going to help both of us to just stay behind for a lap. I think he might have damage because he's already dropped down to P13 there with that 3-second penalty. So yeah, not sure what's happening to him. Using a bit of a battery to stay close to Fabrizio because you can see he is using quite a bit of his battery there to keep us at a distance. But yeah, we're not going to try and go for a move just yet. Half a lap later, you can see he's still on 6/10 ahead of us. Ruben Pedreño, however, 1.2 seconds. So Fabrizio is going to get some DRS on the next straight. And ideally, we get past Ruben quite fast as well. On the very next straight would be perfect. I don't think Ruben is going to fight this off too hard. I'm not sure how their team standings are looking, but we're going to break late. Fabrizio goes around the outside there. I kind of had to get past Ruben straight away here. Luckily, he has no ERS left, and we're going to move past him quite easily up to P14. Fabrizio, however, has moved ahead of Ulas already, and we haven't. I'm not sure how old Ulas' tires are, but he just lost 4/10 in that fast left-hander, so we might get stuck behind him here in the hotel section because his tires are so old, and that's gonna lose us a lot of lap time relative to Fabrizio, so that's not ideal. But yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. You can see we're actually right on the gearbox of Ulas. I was thinking about sending it in the final corner there, but it wasn't quite close enough. And now we're going to move past him. However, we have lost half a second right there to Fabrizio. But maybe he has used a lot of his battery in order to make that move on Ulas straight away as well. So I reckon we still have a very good chance of finishing ahead of Fabrizio Donoso. 1.5 seconds he's still ahead. Unfortunately, we're catching another car at the very wrong moment in the hotel section. And it's not a clean pass around here, which is frustrating because you can see we've got a lot more grip, but we can't really find our way through. Now we're going to send it down the inside in the final corner. Up to P12 we go, using a bit of our battery there to close up to Giorgio straight away because that is going to be a clean pass. You guys remember he boxed at the end of lap 8 on 2 hards, whereas we boxed like 3-4 laps ago. So yeah, our tires are going to be a lot faster. He's not going to get DRS. We are going to get DRS. So yeah, easy pass on this or next DRS rate. I was not sure what I wanted to do at this point, but I didn't want to waste any ERS, so I decided to just stay behind for this one, because I wasn't sure what his plan was. Maybe he wanted to back me up for the championship. I don't know what his situation was when he boxed, etc. I wasn't really up to date to what was happening there, but yeah, he wasn't playing any games with me. So that's going to be a really clean pass. 2 seconds behind Fabrizio now, but we do pretty much have a full battery. So yeah, if Fabrizio starts getting backed up by traffic, it is going to be quite an easy pass with a full battery. Lap 23 now. We got Jet Norgrove right behind us. 9/10 actually, just outside of a second as we cross the line. He is on new softs. He boxed in the same lap as us, but he went onto the softs. I wasn't a huge fan on the softs, so I decided to go for mediums. Both strategies can work, but I felt like mediums was a better choice for me. Towards the end of this race, Patrick Sipos, as you can see ahead of us, flashing on the ERS, and we're going to turn on the battery, so this is going to be quite an easy pass on Patrick Sipos. We got Fabrizio Donoso now ahead of us, and you can see we got a lot better straight line speed into the next left-hander. He's going to be boxed in a little bit there. A little bit of wheel banging. He's going to squeeze us onto the curb there. I wanted to stay on track with at least one tire, otherwise it was going to perhaps be an illegal move. And I'm trying desperately to get some slipstream from the cars ahead to fend myself off without having to use battery from the cars behind. And yeah, now we got Fabrizio and Patrick behind us battling. Alvaro and Brendan up next. Now they boxed 2 laps earlier than us, so they're gonna have quite a bit older tires. Lap time wise they're gonna be slower, but not slow enough that we can pull out of the DRS probably. So yeah, we need to get past him here ASAP. 5 laps remaining in the F1 23 Esports series, and after we get past Brendan and Alvaro here, we got around 4 or 5 seconds to catch up to the top 6. So yeah, we will have to gain over a second per lap on average in order to make some moves in the end. But that is possible, because I reckon stuff can kick off still, because all 3 championship battlers, however you call it, are in the top 6 as we move past Alvaro and Brendan. Double overtake right there into the chicane, and 4 seconds to our teammate Danny Beresnay in P6. Yeah, stuff I reckon is about to kick off. We got Alvaro catching really fast back up to us. I was more than happy for him to re-overtake us so we can recharge our battery a little bit easier. He didn't though, which makes sense because he was probably thinking the same, and we're on fresher tires, so we're more likely to catch back up to the top 6. 2.2 seconds to Nicolas Longuet, Barry Bormans in P5, and as you can see there, Alpi Butcher in the Haas is leading the race. Thomas Runner in P2, and I think Freddie Rasmussen has just overtaken him. But yeah, that basically means Freddie is winning the title unless something crazy happens, because Alfie is too far down the road, and yeah, Barry is down in P5, so it is basically Freddie's title to lose here in the final lap. We got Alvaro repassing us, but we are on 50% battery. We are closing in really fast to the top 6 now, as their tires are really starting to struggle. We got a full battery. We got DRS on Alvaro Caraton, which we are going to use. I'm not going to take any risk here because simply due to the fact of penalty points, don't want to take any unnecessary risk here when there's nothing to gain or lose anymore in the championship. So I want to keep it completely clean into the next right-hander. We leave the space for Alvaro on the outside. I've locked up a little bit. Alvaro is thinking about the switch back, but we just got more grip in our tires at this point. I think Barry his tires are completely dead. And as you can see, he's gonna go defensive here in the final corner. We go around the outside up to P6, and that was the F1 23 Esports Series. Freddy Rasmussen is world champion after finishing P2, I think on 5 occasions, or maybe 4 occasions. So hats off to him, he deserves it. Because yeah, he was super consistent. He also had his fair share of PC issues across the year. And yeah, he's just been incredibly consistent all year. But not just this year, over all the years. Finishing second 4 or 5 times is incredible, actually. To be in the top of F1 Esports for so many years in a row is nearly impossible. It's incredibly hard because the game changes so much year on year. And yeah, there are different setup metas every year, different ways to drive every year that work well with certain setups. And yeah, finally he got a title. Well deserved to him. It wasn't our year. However, we finished P4. Still a decent result. Not the result I hoped for, of course. I'm just going to keep pushing incredibly hard year after year to try and get another F1 Esports title. That's my aim. That's by far my aim. Of course, I do upload a lot of YouTube videos, but F1 Esports and competition is still by far my number one goal. And that's yeah, what I want to do for the next 5 years at least of my life. So I'm going to be pushing incredibly hard the coming months again to try and prepare myself as well as possible for the F1 24 Esports Series. No news on that just yet. I'm not sure when we're going to get news. Not sure when it's starting. I know as much information as you guys. But on to the F1 24 Esports Series then. Hope you guys enjoyed the F1 23 Esports Series. Make sure to check out jarnoopmeer.com for the brand new merchandise I launched last week. And see you guys next time. Ciao.